today is Christmas 2020, and didn't really do anything special today. So instead, I decided to take a break from playing Rare Replay on the small refrigerator and put you on top of the large refrigerator to do this vlog. So here we are. It's Christmas. We've reached the end of this year finally, just about. Only 1 week left of this crap, and I am looking forward to seeing what next year could bring. But in the meantime, I thought I would do a shorter vlog this time because my last one was so long that it took me a week to publish it. And I hope I'm not going to have the same issue with this one. So we're going to do a smaller collection today. It is my Sega Genesis collection. Now, I only have 8 games on this thing, and I have not collected any games for it in a couple of years. In fact, the last set of games I collected for it was the very first set because I got this from someone I went to high school with a couple of years ago. And yeah, I haven't picked up any games for it since then. I don't remember if I spent money on this or not, like if I had to pay them or not for it, I don't remember. But yeah, either way, this is the Model 2 Genesis released in the early 90s. The original model was released in 1989, at least, well, North America. And yeah, it took a couple of years before they made a new model, which was, it's smaller. And yeah, I don't have the Sega CD or 32X. I don't have any games for that, so those will not be included in this collection. But yeah, I only have 8 games on my Sega Genesis, so we'll be going through those. And starting off with the first one, we have Batman Forever, Fat Man Forever. Yeah, I played the Super Nintendo version, and it's pretty interesting. It's like it's a Mortal Kombat ripoff, basically. Although it's made by the same people that make Mortal Kombat, so I suspect that this will be the same. I mean, it's also made by Acclaim, so yeah, I think it's safe to say this will probably be similar to the Super Nintendo version, but the sound chip is different, so music might not sound as good, I guess. Next up, we have Ecco the Dolphin. Yeah, we had a lot of interesting games on the Genesis since it wasn't a Nintendo system. So, I mean, there were quite a few licensed games, like just with the modern times, they released a lot of licensed games for both the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. But Sega also had their exclusives beyond whatchamacallit, Sonic. And Ecco the Dolphin is one of them, and this was the first game. But yeah, there were 3 Ecco games on the original set on the Genesis, and the second one that I don't have is called Defender. No, it's not Defender of the Future. It's like I can't remember what the second game is called, but the third one was Ecco Junior. So I don't know much about this one. I'm pretty sure it's aimed towards a younger audience since it's a Sega Club, like an even younger audience than the first one was. But either way, yeah. Okay, and also I'd like to specify, I actually surprisingly have not played on the Genesis quite yet. I have not tested it all. I haven't played the games at all. I haven't done anything with it besides, just kind of hanging around. So that's also part of the reason why I haven't picked up games for it, is because, I was a Nintendo guy growing up, and it's harder to get into like the older games on the other systems, if it makes any sense. Because obviously I haven't had any issue playing PS2 and Xbox games, but when you go older with Sega games, I don't really know much besides Sonic, so it's just kind of learn things as I go. So next up we have the Jungle Book, but this cartridge is not in the best condition, but not a big deal. Still got the game anyways. Yeah, I have both the Genesis and the Super Nintendo version, as you know, because I already showed off my Super Nintendo collection, I do believe. I'm pretty sure I did. Getting to the point where I don't even remember what consoles I covered yet. Next up we have The Lion King, one of the more notoriously difficult licensed games from back in the day. I actually remember in the store just the other day I saw that we have there's like a 2-pack or something like that contains both The Lion King and the game based off the Aladdin from the 16-bit era. Yeah, we have it in store. I think it's like in a bundle for PS4 and the Switch or something like that. So that's kind of interesting. Next up, we have the only Sonic game I have on my Genesis, and that is Sonic Spinball. I know it's kind of criminal that I don't have the mainline Sonic games on the thing, but obviously they're gonna be harder to find because they're the ones that everyone wants who has a Genesis. But that's okay because I got these few other games to pass. So right here we have Miss Pac-Man. I think it's Miss Pac-Man. Well, it says on the end label. I'm not looking at the end label. I'm just looking at the front. But yeah, honestly, I like the only difference with the whole Pac-Man games is the aesthetic, basically, when you go to different Pac-Man games. Although I'm pretty sure there are other minor differences that I'm not aware of. But yeah, I personally prefer Miss Pac-Man over the original Pac-Man. There's a bit more personality to it, I should say, kind of. I mean, like, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember Miss Pac-Man had a little more personality to it, like the game did. So, I don't know. I just know that maybe I just need to give it a try or something like that to really know for sure. But anyways, this is kind of interesting. We have living proof that Sega. Oh wait, no. This came afterwards. Dang it. I was gonna make a joke here, but basically this is Mario Andretti Racing. So I was gonna be like, hey, Sega did Mario Racing is before Nintendo did. Nintendo stole the idea, but no, it's Mario Andretti, which is completely different from the Mario that we are aware of. But basically, there was technically a Mario on the Genesis, as you know. But yeah, that's the last Sega Genesis game I have. It could be a while before I do collect any Sega Genesis games, or the CD, or the 32X, or the Model 1, or the Model 3 for all we know, you know? But yeah, there's not really much else to say about the system because I haven't played it much back in the over time, or like I didn't play it much growing up, and I haven't played it much since I got the system, so like at all. I guess the main reason why is because I don't have like an actual power supply for it. I don't have an actual AC adapter because maybe I don't remember if I was even given one. Like I'm trying to think back honestly, but I remember getting like there's like a power, like an AC adapter that's it's like a combo. It's for the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, kind of splits. But yeah, it doesn't seem to work at all. So at least for the Sega Genesis, I think the issue is that it didn't fit into the power slot for the Sega Genesis. I think that's the issue. Maybe it's for a different model or something. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know like what the issue is there. But basically, I can't play my Sega Genesis quite right now. Maybe I can, just didn't get enough try. I don't know. But otherwise, I don't have much to say. I spent Christmas just like any other regular day off for me, honestly. I mean, like, it's a paid day off, so that's kind of the difference. But yeah, it's coming on my vacation time, and I still have only 2 days off this week, including Christmas, so it's not that special. But on the other hand, my days off are split for the next couple weeks in such a way that I'm only working 2 days in a row, 1 day off, 3 days, 1 day off, 2 days, 1 day off, and so on and so forth. Just Monday and Thursday off. So that's how it's going to be for the next couple weeks. But starting in mid-January, I should have a more consistent schedule because I recently, at work, I actually changed my availability to be only 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday. So I'm going to have Monday and Tuesday off at least because I took away my availability entirely on those 2 days. So I will have those days off. Hopefully those will be my only days off, because if I start to only be working 4 days a week and it's only 8-hour shifts, then that's kind of a problem because I'm losing 8 hours of pay per week. So that's really bad. I could lose my full-time status if it goes on for too long. So I just got to be very careful here. I kind of wish I didn't, because what I did was when I made the form, I set my minimum hours per day to 8. You know, my maximum hours to 8, because you can only do a maximum of 8 hours per day. At least, well, as far as I know, because like for one thing, last year I was randomly scheduled a 10-hour shift, or like an 11-hour shift. It was a very long shift. It was like 7 to 7 or something. I'm pretty sure. I think it was 7 to 7. And yeah, so I don't know why it says only maximum of 8 hours a day, but whatever. I'd rather work 10 or 4 10s. Like I know most people prefer 4 10s, and that's something I would like to do as well. But yeah, this is Walmart, so things can't be that good. But yeah, it's just been rough lately on my sleep schedule because they keep on like put me from morning shift to closing shift to morning shift to closing shift. It's so inconsistent, You know, like I was saying in one of my previous vlogs, like it's just so ridiculous. And the problem with all this, because it's detrimental to my sleep schedule. Like I basically don't have a sleep schedule, basically. Like it just depends on whatever shift I have the next day, you know. And the way I work is that I always want to wake up immediately right before I go to work, like 30 minutes before I go to work, you know, get the shift done as early as possible my day. So if I'm consistently scheduled 2 to 11 p.m., what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay up until like 5:30 in the morning. And I'm going to wake up at 1:30 and go straight to work, you know, just to get and it will look and that works best for me because I'm a night owl, so I prefer to stay up later anyways. So when they're always scheduling me 2 to 11, that works out perfectly, you know, because then I can sleep from you know, from 5:30 to 1:30 and then go to work, and then I get to hang out for like 6.5 hours after work. So that works out perfectly. But where it becomes a problem is if they schedule me a 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. shift the very next day. So you have only 8 hours in between the shifts, which is technically legal, but in a situation like that, it's impossible to get your full 8 hours of sleep. Because are you just going to, like, you know, stand there at the time clock and fall asleep immediately as soon as you clock out and then wake up as soon as you clock back in? No, you can't do that. So you can't get your full 8 hours of sleep that way. But it's worse because you got the commute to and from work, or from and to work in this case, and so that alone is 30 minutes. And then you have the time it takes to take a shower. That's another 30 minutes at her. Most people take like 5-minute showers. For me, they're always longer, like 20 to 30 minutes. Usually 20 minutes on average, but yeah, it's another 20 minutes. And then not to mention the time it takes for you to fall asleep. And if you're used to going to bed at 5:30 a.m., that's a big problem. That's a very, very big problem. You're not going to be able to fall asleep at least until like 4:30 or 4 at the best. That's the best case scenario. So you're only getting 2.5 hours of sleep. So you're basically a walking zombie for the entire shift, and that sucks. Like, it's really bad. Like, I'm so sick of that, honestly. And it got even worse because, like, during the Black Friday time, like November, what they did this year was they had 3 Black Friday events, you know, to kind of separate the event out, which is fine. So basically, what they have us do is our store would open at 5 a.m. instead of 7 a.m. like it usually does, and it would be on like the 2 Saturdays before Black Friday, and then the Black Friday itself. So, and all 3 of those days, I had to go to work at 5 a.m. And that really sucked, like, terribly. I'm just sick of going to work on all these morning shifts and not being at my best, basically. Like, I'm not well rested. I'm not helping out customers as well as I could be. I'm just too exhausted and too sleepy, you know, and I'm not getting my proper sleep after these busy work hours. It's terrible. So, yeah, it's really bad. So, yeah, that's why I modified my sleep schedule so they can only schedule me between the hours 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. So I can at least get 6.5 hours of shift or 6.5 hours of sleep, worst case scenario. If, not 6.5 hours, but I probably won't be always staying up until 5:30. It was actually 4 a.m., which was my average sleep time. But, so like if I go to bed at, even if I stay up until 4 a.m. and they schedule me at 11 a.m., I can still get, like 6 hours of sleep at that point, which is not that bad. 6 hours is fine. You can survive on 6 hours of sleep, but not consistently. But every now and then, that's fine. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. So looking forward to whenever that goes into effect. But I'm still gonna. But yeah, I'm actually what I might do is do another availability form and change it to where my minimum hours are 6 hours. That way, at least if I don't get an 8-hour shift, I at least get like a 6 or 7-hour shift to get some of those hours in. So at least I'm not screwed. So, we're going into January here where the hours are going to be cut already. So if there's going to be, I suspect that means there's going to be less 8-hour shifts available. So that means that I could end up, not getting my full work weeks in if I go on like this. But I don't know. I'll just have to kind of experiment a little bit to get things figured out, basically. Okay, what time are you up to? Okay, 15 minutes. Okay, this is good. This is much better. So, in fact, actually, we're going to end it right here. So, this has been Christmas 2020, and I will see you guys next time for another vlog. get a glance at all the boxes up there. We'll do another video game collection video in the next video, and this will be probably another one of my bigger collections, possibly. I don't know quite yet, but might do maybe like a slightly smaller one or slightly bigger one than the Sega Genesis collection, obviously. But yeah, see where it goes. Bye.